All right, you glorious bastards, strap in, because we're diving headfirst into some seriously spicy shit today. Nvidia's new Blackwell AI chip is causing a goddamn meltdown. We're gonna rip this sucker apart and see what makes it tick.
Huh.
Or explode.
Let's cut the crap, shall we? What's got your panties in a bunch this time?
Well, picture this. Nvidia drops this revolutionary AI chip, Blackwell. It's supposed to be the holy grail of processing power. The second coming of Silicon Jesus. Capable of running AI so advanced it'll make your grandma shit her dentures. Demand is through the goddamn roof. Pre-orders sold out for 2 years straight. But then, the whispers start. This thing runs hotter than a crackhead's mixtape. We're talking full-on Chernobyl levels of heat. Enough to melt steel beams and turn your average data center into a goddamn sauna. We've got a stack of sources here, the Wikipedia page on Blackwell itself, plus some juicy articles from investing.com, Tom's Hardware, and Ars Technica, all painting a pretty bleak picture.
So the question is this groundbreaking chip too damn hot to handle? Are we looking at another Cyberpunk 2077 launch, but for the entire fucking AI industry?
Damn straight. But before we get into the whole exploding server fiasco, let's back up a bit. What the hell is Blackwell? And why is everyone losing their minds over it?
All right, so first off, the name is pretty badass. It's named after David Blackwell, this legendary mathematician, the first African-American dude inducted into the National Academy of Sciences. So kudos to Nvidia for that.
Diversity points noted. But what about the actual tech?
Well, this thing is built on TSMC's 4NP node, which is basically the bleeding edge of chip fabrication. We're talking about squeezing transistors onto a silicon wafer so densely, it'd make a Tokyo subway car look spacious. It's so goddamn massive, they actually had to use 2 chips in a single package, connected by this insane NVHBI link. Get this. The whole shebang boasts a mind-boggling 208 billion transistors.
Holy shit, 208 billion. That's more transistors than there are brain cells in a Kardashian family reunion. What the hell are they even DOIing with all those things?
Here's where it gets interesting. It's not just about raw power. Blackwell is all about speed and efficiency. Specifically for this whole generative AI craze, it's packing 5th-generation tensor cores and a 2nd-generation transformer engine, all optimized to make AI do its magic faster, cheaper, and better. They've even got support for these new data types, FP4 and FP6, which are like the AI equivalent of going on a juice cleanse, super efficient, lean, and mean.
Okay, so it's powerful, efficient. Sounds like the goddamn dream, right? So where's the fire?
Well, as they say, there's no such thing as a free lunch, and in this case, the lunch is cooked on the surface of a goddamn nuclear reactor.
Now you're talking. Now let's get into the juicy stuff. These articles are claiming that Blackwell chips are getting so hot in Nvidia's massive 72 GPU server racks that the whole damn thing is melting down. Meltdown, get it.
Very funny. But yeah, there have been reports of multiple redesigns, potential delays, and some very high-profile customers like Microsoft, Meta, and even Elon Musk's XAI getting pretty damn antsy. This thing is supposed to power the future of AI, but if it can't even handle its own heat, we're all fucked.
So is this like a catastrophic fuck-up? Is Nvidia trying to sweep this shit under the rug?
Look, pushing the limits of power and performance always generates heat that's just basic physics. Server rack redesigns are actually pretty common, especially when you're dealing with cutting-edge tech like this. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a disaster.
Okay, so maybe not a total dumpster fire yet,
Yeah.
but something's clearly not right. They're scrambling, customers are pissed off, something's got to give.
Exactly. And that's what makes this whole situation so damn interesting.
Let's play devil's advocate here for a second.
Yeah.
Maybe Nvidia's got this shit under control. Maybe they're just being extra cautious, right? I mean, we're talking about some next-level tech here.
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Is this a total shit show? Or just a few hiccups on the road to AI utopia? The truth is, we don't know yet. Nvidia is obviously downplaying the issue. But are they genuinely confident or just trying to avoid a mass panic?
Well, whatever they're doing. It's not exactly calming anyone's tits. Think about it. The whole tech world has been jerking off to the promise of Blackwell for months. This thing is supposed to be the golden ticket to self-driving cars, robot butlers, maybe even a cure for the common cold. All that shit we've been promised for decades.
Don't forget, personalized medicine, hyper-realistic VR, and probably some shit we haven't even thought of yet. The potential of AI at this scale is mind-blowing.
Exactly, but if the hardware can't keep up, if these chips are literally melting down before they can even get out the door, then what? Does the whole AI dream go up in smoke?
That's the nightmare scenario, right? Billions of dollars invested, years of research, all for a pile of smoldering silicon. But it also raises a bigger question about the future of AI development. If we're already hitting the thermal limits of what's physically possible, How the hell are we going to keep pushing the boundaries?
And what does that mean for all those companies banking on Blackwell to power their AI dreams? Microsoft, Meta, Google, even Elon's little space cadet operation. They're all in deep shit if this thing flops.
Oh, absolutely. Their stock prices would tank harder than a Tesla on autopilot with a flat tire. We're talking financial meltdown, not just silicon meltdown.
And don't forget about the environmental impact.
Mhm.
We're already talking about massive energy consumption for AI training. And now we've got these super chips turning data centers into saunas. This shit could literally cook the planet.
It's definitely a concern. The environmental cost of AI is already a hot topic, and if these overheating issues persist, it's only going to get worse. We could be looking at a future where AI development is limited by the amount of electricity we can generate and the heat we can dissipate. It's like we're trying to run a marathon while wearing a goddamn parka.
So what you're saying is, we're fucked.
Not necessarily. Look, I'm not trying to be a doomsayer here.
Yeah.
There's a very real chance that Nvidia figures this shit out. Maybe they come up with some revolutionary coolant solution. Maybe they optimize the architecture to reduce power consumption. Maybe they just throw enough money at the problem until it goes away.
Okay, so there's hope. But let's be real. Even if Nvidia pulls a rabbit out of their ass, this whole debacle highlights a fundamental problem. We're pushing technology to its absolute limits, and the consequences are getting harder to ignore.
You got that right. This isn't just about some nerdy chip drama. It's a wake-up call for the entire tech industry. And frankly, for all of us, we need to start thinking seriously about the trade-offs between progress and sustainability, between innovation and responsibility.
Damn, dude, that's deep. I need another beer.
I could use one too.
I could use one too. All right, folks, grab yourselves a cold one. We'll be back in a minute to wrap up this shit show.
All right, so Nvidia is still trying to put out this 200 billion transistor fire.
So is Blackwell the second coming of silicon, or are we all going to be frying eggs on our laptops in a few years?
Well, honestly, jury's still out on that one. But even with this whole meltdown thing, it's kind of badass that Nvidia's pushing the limits this hard. They're not afraid to break shit to get to the next level.
Well, in this case, they're not breaking it. They're melting it.
True. But look, it's early days. Remember how shitty the first smartphones were?
Oh, tell me about it. My first iPhone. That thing was a brick with a touch screen. And forget about getting a signal. You practically had to climb Mount Everest to send a text.
Exactly. And now everyone's glued to their phones. They're powerful. They're everywhere. They're practically running the world. Who's to say AI hardware won't follow the same path?
Well, I'm not holding my breath, but hey, a guy can dream, right? So, bottom line, is Blackwell going to save the world or fry it?
Too early to call it. But here's the thing. AI ain't going anywhere. It's going to change everything. And yeah, there are going to be bumps in the road, meltdowns, both literal and figurative.
Sounds about right.
But the potential of AI is too big to ignore. We got to be smart about it. We got to be responsible. But we got to keep pushing.
Yeah.
It's the only way forward.
Well, there you have it, folks. The future of AI is a hot mess. But it's going to be a hell of a ride. So buckle up, grab a beer, and try not to get fried.
Cheers to that.
And if any of you brilliant bastards out there have any ideas on how to keep these chips from turning into molten slag, hit us up on social media. We're all ears. Until next time, stay frosty. And don't let the robots take over